Welcome to this meditation, channeled by Sananda Kumara. Please find a comfortable position with your back straight. Close your eyes and connect with your body. Before we begin, we advise you to set an intention from your heart for this experience. Repeat with me, mentally or if possible out loud. I allow myself to be open to love. I allow myself to be in the present moment. I allow myself to connect with my body. I allow my energy to flow freely. I am here and now. Take 3 deep breaths and get ready. The channeled meditation is about to begin. I wish you a beautiful journey.
Know the given moment that you are here breathing and receiving the experience of existence. And every given moment that so much of you is being dedicated to be here in this form and shape. You may overload the system that you are part of with the beauty of I am as a flower that is overflowing and shining. Because you remember who you are and I am is in you, as it is inside everything. At every given moment you are overwhelming the system with beauty. You are reminding yourself that everything around you is also beauty, or has beauty in its potential, and it is a form of I am. In that space of programming and conditioning, you can perceive beauty more and more in everything, and you can celebrate and honor them as you honor you. But if you forget yourself, who you are, you can do it in such a profound level that you are a proverbial black hole, sucking and draining everything around you as an endless pit of sorrow. In this state of forgetting, you made yourself believe that you are not worth it, that you have no value or you have no deserve. So you need to go outside and try and compensate that inner state. As a black hole, you drain everyone and everything around you. And because you are in such a state of misery inside, of course you do not deserve the things you probably want. And someone in that state may very much run the risk of going and grabbing it by force. And by doing so, it depletes even more the chance of ever receiving, as go deeper and deeper in a sensation of misery. Because a part of us know that is taking something that does not belong to our creation. So we are robbing another creator. In such a state of negativity, we completely forget that we are the creator and everything is at our fingertip. This is a deep, profound state of misery and negativity. And when we have a part of us that behaves like this, we always go for the grabbing, removing creators from their space of power because we need to rob and take, as we are incapable of creating ourselves or sustaining it in our creation. That is a very negative state with a lot of duality inside of it. So, how we deal with such a situation? How many people that you know or even you carry those figuratives and many times literal black holes in one of your chakras or centers of energy? How many times you compare, rob, push people to get what you think you should have, that you deserve, demand, collapsed waves of negativity towards others by moving envy. It's a terrible mistake for a creator to move envy. This envy is the opposite of creation, isn't it? So if I move envy in my field, I am denying everything that is beautiful to me. As in a sense, I am denying the other. And when I am in envy, there is a prerogative behind it, that I do not deserve that thing because I don't have it, otherwise I won't be envying it. So I am forgetting that I am not conceding to myself. I am forgetting that I am a God creator. So when I go deep into envy state, I am destroying possibilities for myself. I am corroding the beauty of my potential. So when I think I need to impose myself and conquer, what I am doing, I am being a robber. I'm being a robber because I don't know how to create that. So I try to forcefully do it. It's a source of wars and attrition. It's to impose through the materiality what I cannot conquer in spirit. And that creates the reality of survival, of lack. Disbelief corrodes the memory of who I am with endless power and ability to create. It's a very powerless state. But many of you believe that I should act from it. As I said, sometimes it's hard for people to even acknowledge that they have a black hole inside of them. Profound self-denial, a pity of sorrow. So they go around life believing that they need to do this and that to guarantee. They created all of those strategies of guarantee of survival, meaning that they become good robbers, good killers of others' dreams, others' energies. It's not a beautiful state, I know. I bring this in such a way to make it clear. To make it clear, as this is the creation of so much that you see in the old reality, and describe it as a terrible thing. For us, it's a clear cause and consequence. And as we said before, the language of programming in this temple, in all of you that are listening to this, is the language of decay, of decomposition, of hiding, of ignoring, of pretending that I am not. This language of pretense that breaks causality, that hides the truth from your eyes. make you become powerless. And if I am powerless, I'm always struggling because I am in a reality of lack of survival. I need to fight. I don't have it inside of me. I forgot that I am a source of endless energy, endless supply. For us, it's just cause and consequence. So we shall not judge. But when we describe to you, you may feel as a judgment, as your language makes it easy to feel like this. So that's why we are reminding you that we are not here to judge you. It's quite the opposite. We are here to compliment you. As you are inside that language of decomposition, a reality that in many times is created this grim belief that is contaminated all around. And you are sitting here in elevation or far away in the future listening to this meditation, moving your energy to create a new reality. So in this sense, we don't see mistakes, but we see a narrowing of focus, of intent that is beautiful to see, to create a new life, a new reality. And this I deserve is moving in you in a new form. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this. It would be impossible for you to even grasp the possibility of what we are saying if your movement already haven't started inside of you. So when you move to a new destination, we are here to help you, to acknowledge you, and to say thank you for the beautiful things you are co-creating with the divine. But remember, divine child, there is many mistakes inside of you, many things that you forgot and need to clear from your path. It's a clutter, you see. You have been creating these moments in your life that you don't know why this is happening. It's because of you. You are the source and the outcome of those things you are doing. You are pushing people around, not noticing, because you have a void in your stomach. You're not acknowledging it. You have to become fully aware as you can change things faster. If you try to deny it and keep pushing away, you're just pushing yourself. You're pushing yourself, and because you're pushing yourself away from you, you're pushing others. It's a very negative state. You never created beauty things that you deserve in this life. How to be fully aware of this changes everything. Who am I inside these programmings? And how can I overcome any form of misery that I have been hiding from my own eyes? The sorrow, the loneliness, the left behind, the digressing into self-pity, the disgusting me, all of those old habits. You need to figure it out once and for all, the consequences of allowing that state to remain active in your system. If you keep repeating this language, if you keep repeating the same wording, you have no chance of victory, no possibility. So remember, the flame of ascension in you guarantees the victory because you are dedicated master of I am. So this mastery must come into play. That is where guarantees come into motion. So move your guarantees by acknowledging it and having mastery over it. So when my void, my emptiness, my black pit of sorrow, that symbolizes for us the absolute denial of home, it's going far and wide from source. That choice, it's allowed, it's not denied. So you see no right or wrong into it, but you have clear consequences by choosing it. State of misery may be described as one of the consequences because there is a profound lack. So more energy, more empowerment come to those that comes close to the source. To those who shamefully, regretfully deny themselves in an inner fight and struggle with terrible consequences for them. They ended up becoming the ones that fight against, because they have nothing for themselves as they are in self-denial. So they struggle in competition, comparison, and trying to take what is not theirs to begin with. So remember this. Be grateful for what you can create already. Be grateful for the other's creation. And remain positive in your own capacity to allow things to enter in your reality. Sustain the trust. Keep it beautiful for yourself. Us, beauty is proximity to I am. Completeness. Holiness. I am whole again. How I am in you. Describe yourself with beauty even when you are in the presence of a black hole inside of you. Do not digress in the mistake of hiding and covering up, because it feels very uncomfortable. Because it's easier to go and have a fix outside. Drinking something, doing something, posting something, moving something outside. Taking that quick fix gratification that fulfilled the void, the black hole, the emptiness for a little bit. But then it remains. Craving. Endless craving. I need more. 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 That one will dream sacrifice. It will dream sorrow. Because we will dream quick fixes coming quicker and quicker. That one will enhance its prison. So remember a child that cannot dream from the black hole. Oh, but I want this so much. But says the Master of Creation, for you to remember, if you go that way, you are in deep self-denial. That is not the way for a creator to go. The Divine One will remind you, go back to source. Go to your heart. Elevate it. He is here to remind you of it. He will take you back home. Remember it. Through Him you ascend. Again and again and again. Never left behind. As this is the covenant of I am, in this source and temple of I am. So how can I be free? If I remember this, that there is something inside of me that resembles a pit of never enough. Doesn't matter how much I put inside, I always feel quickly that it's empty. And I run and I run and I run. But as a tail, the emptiness will strike again and will reflect in my narrative, my friendships, my incapacity to hold on, to create beautiful things that sustain itself in my life. So this remembering of a state inside of me can open the door for a beautiful mastery to overcome. then you know the technique, isn't it? Right now I'm going to talk you into understanding the belief system that you have integrated that lies and hide about the emptiness. How much your language cover it up. So once again, you can integrate this knowledge. So be it, and so it is. As you are here once again with me in my presence, you are here to remember what a language of decomposition may bring into you, child. You may remember once again why you were afraid of your own creations. When you look in the mirror, you scare the hell out of you. You say, what? What is happening? And you forget that this is you. You are seeing yourself in the mirror, and the mirror is life. Life is giving it back what you create. But it's a little bit more complex than that, as this mirroring is happening in real time when you are aware enough to be in real time in your body. That means that when something is happening, instead of a mirror and a human being in front of a mirror, as the suggestion may bring to you, you are in a multi-dimensional stage already that you can change and shift reality in real time. So I'm trying to tell you that you may be seeing something, events and circumstances in front of you, and you may seem a monster trying to come and get you, or you may see immediately the most divine entity in front of you that can elevate you to a higher level of consciousness. That is all in you see. This is your yes and no. This is your black hole of your star of ascension. What it will be is you to decide. So understand there is a duality, and duality I'm simplifying for the taste of understanding because it's much more than that. You can see 10 times in the mirror 10 different things in 1 second. Depends on how good you are at it and how profoundly divided someone may be. So you may see many things, yes. All of them are you. Everything is you. You keep looking at the person in front of you or the situation and trying to decide what it is the truth. Isn't that funny? Isn't when you remember that you are creator, you forget completely when you are inside life. It's such a weird thing, isn't it? But it is mainly because of language. Language keep you confused. That old language is always inviting you to forget, isn't it? So, how can you use a new language to masterfully and skillfully open your Pandora box in every person around you? So when you look someone or some situation, instead of trying to see what is going on there outside of you, or even as perceiving as a mirror that is not even completely honest with you, almost perfectly, it's better to ask what gifts I am giving myself to my perception of reality. That is the best language for you, because it reminds you that you are the one creating. When you say this language of mirror, you have been seeing hundreds of thousands of you using this language, you guys keep forgetting that it's not that yet. I don't know why, but this can really elevate you closer to source, as our language prevents us to forgetting it. So every time you look to a situation or to a person in front of you, ask yourself, what gifts I am allowing myself to receive through this situation or through this person? Am I doubting this person, doubting this circumstance, doubting this situation? Then I know and ask myself why I am bringing doubt into the equation. What I am afraid of creating. Many times there is people in front of us that can mirror easily our sacredness, but it can also easily mirror all of our negativity. So if you are in front of the biggest gift that you could receive in your life, although it's a huge, beautiful thing, it also may entail that it may mirror your terrible fear of being shamed, rejected, and not perceived as good enough by that you want the most, isn't it? So you'll be fucking terrified, isn't it? Sorry to using this weird language, but it's enjoyable to do it in a way that is fun. So, what you will do then, when an amazing thing is in front of you, is tricky, isn't it? So if you say it's just a mirror, it helps you a lot. It's a very good language. Much better than say that lucky will decide, or that person will decide, or that environment will decide, because this is just a masking. When you say, oh, let's God decide, God is moving the universe for you. You see, if you didn't create to yourself, He will respect you. You may ask for the divine to intervene and bring more beautiful things into your life, and He may do so in His infinite wisdom. But maybe if you don't ask it in a proper way, He will bring it to you and it will disappear from your life very fast for you to learn and remember why you're not being able to hold into your life. So it's a chance for you to understand that you keep that in you need to transform, isn't it? So that's why instead of putting into chance or into the other person is the same, in light language you would be describing what I created for myself in the past that is coming back to me in the form of these people, circumstances, and events. So actually what you are saying when you say let's luck decide, let's the other decide, I don't know what's going to happen, what you're actually saying is that let me discover who I was and created, as I don't know myself enough to already know what I am creating. And that is the source of the very uncomfortable fear of the unknown. So to champion the fear of the unknown is to champion the self-integrated knowledge of I am and me. So to create the new, to go to this positive unknown should never be frightening, because you know what you're creating. The problem is that you are indoctrinated into fear, as many times you were creating some positivity inside of an overloading realm of creations that are very negative in the sense that they are self-denying. I want this beautiful person, but most of my system don't think I have value enough or I deserve these beautiful things that are happening to me. So I carry all of those contradictions with a little bit of positivity, so I'm always frightened of the positive and beautiful things in my life. So you were taught, indoctrinated into fear of the unknown, because you were creating many times from a deep unknown into negativity, not an unknown that is clearly grounded and rooted in the positive and amazing self-affirming way. And this positive and negative, again, I will say it just for you to remind, we're not talking about good and bad molarity or something like this. We're talking about alignment and frequency. Everything that is very positive in this language would mean something. I'm very close to the center, to the source, where all the things in this realm is one. So there is no denial of oneness, of I am and me. I am in a state of completeness. I'm not forgetting who I am. That very beautifully reflects when you are in a state of love, when you have self-knowledge, when your awareness is always present, you see. So those Buddhist monks and monasteries trying to achieve higher levels of consciousness by meditating they are expanding their consciousness so it may encompass all the body, all the form and shape, creating profound roots, because that is proximity to oneness. But is at this stage and time of evolution is no longer required, and it can be expedited amazingly, as this glorious realm of I Am is intervening right now, is much easier. So you don't need to live in the mountains for lives and generations to integrate now. You can do it very wisely and beautifully fast. So it's a matter of choice, isn't it? To go and integrate. That is oneness, that is positivity. That's what we mean by it. And how it reflects on creation and void and emptiness is very easy for you to understand, that when you know thyself, when you know what you are seeing, all the time you know what you're going to receive from life. So there is no fear of the unknown. There is no such thing as unknown. There is no unknown. There is just the choice and frequency of me unfolding beautifully. And then there is a positive unknown. Not an unknown that I have no fucking idea what is going on. Sorry for the use of language like this again. But there is a knowing I created this amazing frequency, and everything that is coming to me, although I am craving in a beautiful state of anticipating this unfolding, is something amazing and already guaranteed to me, and see how this frequency would take shape and form for me to celebrate it. So it's a very, in this sense, life affirming, positive, because it's in alignment, waiting for it. So there is an enjoyment in this unknown. Not unknown of fear, of regret, of what will happen to me if I do this. But what I'm talking about is why you many times you say, I want this beautiful thing into my life, and then it appears in front of you, and then you cower. You cower and you go quickly back to old habits and negative thoughts and emotions, doubting everything. Because you are conditioned to be afraid. Because many times you create those beautiful things full of negativity. But how to go beyond it, how to overpass it, how to overgrow it, is to remember what we already have been teaching you about moving your yes or no. Then you can go inside a new creation carrying a lot of no's. And you know then that duality will be inside of what you are creating. There will be negative aspects, things that you dislike, disapprove, on the surface level at least. It's easy to disapprove, it's easy to dislike, right? So you understand that you're creating something, but there is all of those things that is contradictory for what I was creating. Then you know that that is because you didn't move your yes and no before entering that reality, because now you have clarity. So you're gonna need to move your yes and no in real time, as you experiment it. And then we come back again to what you were talking when you are in front of the mirror. Connected dots now. Connected dots. Have clarity. You are in front of the mirror, you're in front of your creations, and then you can see a monster, or you can see a god, or many other things in between. What is going to be is you moving your yes or no. Oh, but I have all of these pointers to negativity. It's because of you. It's your eyes. Move it to other angle. And it'll also be because of you. And you shall receive what you give. Give and shall receive. Perceive beautifully and you receive beautifully. Isn't it? Isn't it? Consolidate the knowledge, child. Integrate in your heart. Do not hold back. I can see you. Bring to the heart. Understand the knowledge being given to you. It's time to stop pretending. Choose carefully your next words when you think about something. Pretending no longer works. The divine can see you transparently. There is no running away from anything. So integrate in your center, amazing co-creators. Not all of these words is for all of you, as you are very aware of it. Because many of you are doing different things in your realm of creation. And some of you are forgetting to celebrate what you put into form. So this is another teaching for some of you. When you are in front of creation and you are choosing the Godhood, you are choosing the amazingness, and then you say, oh, is nothing of me in it. I am not like that. Yes, you are. You put that in motion. You're choosing wisely. Now see the same in you too. Allow that beautiful thing you are perceiving to also inhabit you. Have high, elevated self-perception and esteem. Do not only give to others. Do not always choose to put beauty into others and forget to put beauty into yourself. But not a beauty that is self-flattering, trying to cover up a hole, an indignity, but one that brings a beautiful, irradiating dignity to yourself by acknowledging your difficulties and your commitment to overcome them. So don't try to pretend you don't have black holes, that we're going to talk a little bit more. Try and say it, I see it, I move it wisely, and I love myself for it. I love myself for every day championing that, elevating and taking my greed and putting into a new space of beauty. And I bring my greed up and my greed up again and again and again and again. And you understand when we say greed, we're talking about your network and profusion of interconnections to a new level of energy, consciousness, and beauty. So, Divine Child, you're finally awakening. Good. You're finally remembering and connecting the dots again. I'm sorry if any of these words may be a little bit harsh for you. That is not the intent. But for achieve mastery, you need clarity, and sometimes clarity needs a direct language. And direct language sometimes may seem as rush and hard, but they are necessary to stop avoiding things that we just keep trying to run away from. Remember, child, it's time to awaken. It's time to remember who you are and the power that resides inside of you. If you keep pretending to hide those mistakes and addictions to pain, your profound power will never fully awaken, and we are here to guarantee you victorious. Victory is mastery. Mastery of self. Here we are to give you mastery of self. Forgiveness, allowing, and understanding. So back to the black hole. What is that? It's me in denial for eons, lifetimes, dimensions, incarnations, whatever you want to give the name for, labels, doesn't matter. But they resist you in a new level of clarity. They resist you in a new level of beauty. They resist you because they are momentum. To escape linearity is to overcome that resistance that puts you in a guardrail per se. A rail that puts you straight in one linear direction. If someone that is normal per se, because there is no more normal people in this planet, many levels, but someone from the old times would have to move this inconceivable amount of momentum from many material existence to achieve a new level of self. But right now, through divine intervention of I Am and all the co-creation with this temple of I Am right here, right now, a new reality is being shaped through all of you. And this new reality allow all of you to be reborn very fast, quickly, as we elevate the greed in the system. Or we make things much easier for you. It's like walking a bicycle with small wheels to prevent you from falling completely. But now it's time maybe to remove the small wheels as you understand the nature of those pits of energy negativity. Remember that further and further away we are in deep materiality materiality moving materiality. As more and more materiality integrate with consciousness, more and more we are back into source. So those incarnations, those lives, maybe they were deep into materiality, trying to deal with materiality. In the same way, a very close to consciousness entity, but completely denying the materiality, has no power and strength to create. It's just subtle. That's why both extremes, Alpha and Omega, must come as one into the center. So the mind that say, "Yuck, this is too heavy, I want some extra." It's not working as a divine guide. As the materiality that henceforth and say, "I will not accept this guidance, I rebel," is doing the same, preventing the oneness that is so easily achieved for all of you now. So a black hole, now you're going to understand why you're talking those things, is a part of you that is deep intertwined in negativity, deep into materiality, so far and far away from consciousness. So must be perceived both extremes. Both extremes must be taken into consideration. That is the trick of it. Do not forget that in the other stream of that very negative things, there is a consciousness that is not doing its part. So you need to take that consciousness and enlighten it and take it into the direction of the black hole that represents a very far away negative state, self-denying process in your materiality. So if you have a very negative past life, very much into survival, and you did things that you may label as terrible, maybe the consciousness don't want to see that materiality. It's gross, it's ugly, I don't want to see it. And that prevents you going back home. That is not the only thing it prevents, isn't it? It creates this literal hole in your system that can also be perceived as a huge rock, a black rock in your energy system, holding you back, preventing you to create what you want to create. So you need to face those rocks, those emptiness that is holding you into a lower form. Now you understand a little bit more what the symbolic meaning entails to you. So literally, when you see a part of you that is always craving, always feeling hurted in the same way, is always afraid of something bad happening, is always creating the monster in the other, is always afraid of that specific form of monster in you and other people, you know that there is a black hole in you. You know there is this proverbial black rock blocking your flow but also holding you down in frequency. So now that you understand through light language that you need to see both spectrums, it becomes much easier. When people say face your shadows, it's just talking about one spectrum, the shadow, and something that may be implied into facing. It's not as obvious as saying you need to move your black hole and your consciousness back into oneness so it may become a star once again. So it may become a star once again. So it may become a star once again. What is behind this? Listen to what I'm saying. What is behind this? A star has endless supply and energy. A star is supplying life and creating more complexity into this realm, constantly sustaining endless realms of beauty. So when you bring your consciousness back into connection with the emptiness, with the black hole, that integration of consciousness and the emptiness is the undoing of it. Is the undoing of it when they are integrated. And then from that space you can start fulfilling that part of you by remembering the sensation of being a star. So you start to overwhelm yourself with that sensation of beauty. And you know how to do it even faster if you bring the flame of ascension already in your heart to that part of your body where there is a black hole. So the flame of ascension and the star in the center may easily ignite another star in your belly or in your chakras, whatever it is. Bringing back the pleasure and the sensation that is amazing. What happens when you do this? What happens when you do this? That maybe your materiality will immediately say to you, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know who I am. I'm feeling lost. Why? Why this is happening? Many of you already know this. This is happening because the sense of self that was collapsed in that sensation of terrible, of I feel like misery, it just disappeared and there is a sun shining in its place and I feel wonderful. But a part of me feels terrified that this is happening because life seems so different immediately. And if you look carefully when you have that star open, some of you are with it open right now, I can sense it. You can sense a new reality coming to you with many different things and beautiful things entering your field of creation. And that is for another person to have, not the old one. Otherwise, all of this wouldn't be necessary, isn't it? So you need to let go of that old me. That old sensation of me being that sensation. I feel reassured when I am that known sensation. But maybe that sensation is of a sensation of a wounded child that is always without power, always afraid, always fighting and struggling, protecting, creating barriers, pretending to be something it's not. How far are you willing to go to really ignite your power? Are you willing to let go of that sensation of I know who I am? Of that sensation, this is who I am? This sensation of familiarity. Are you going to exchange the power of I am, your full power being expressed in this form, by a cozy sensation of familiarity? It's your choice, Creator. This is what we describe it to you as holding on to the guardrail. By forgetting your power and capacity to create. So remember those things as one integrated knowledge now, please, as we have been giving you meditations, meditation after meditation, for you to integrate. So when you're holding to the sense of familiarity and try to protect it by fighting people and pushing them, what you're actually doing is giving up your power as a creator of the new and allowing it to enter your reality. So, My child, when you go to your wounded self, that we describe it as a black hole, and you sense it completely, meaning your consciousness is creating golden roots there completely. See, we are integrating the language we have been using to make it simple for you. So your golden roots, your consciousness is there present. So your polarity, the opposite of the black hole, it is the consciousness that comes closer and closer to it. And you integrate them, and you feel the void, and you feel the emptiness, and then you bring the ignition of a new reality, of a new age inside of you, and all the black holes cease to exist, disappear, and be substituted by amazing, beautiful stars that are radiating. New life will come into flow in you, in this universe. You don't know it yet, but there is a correlation to it. And then you will see that in that amazing state, you will have the challenge to choose to remain in it. Instead of distracting yourself and going back to that old sensation that is cozy, known sense of familiarity of who I am. Can you integrate this knowledge now? Can you become aware of it? How far you are willing to go through the pipes of ascension? Flow with it, grow with it, integrate the knowledge. I am here to help you, not to sustain your hiding from you. So be it, and so it is. What it truly means when someone asks you how far you're willing to go. This language hides everything once again and again and again, isn't it? But let's unveil. How far you're willing to go, it means, why does it make sense to you to be in a state of not knowing and trying to hide that not knowing and not creating as I want, distracting myself of this that I'm doing, instead of choosing altogether to sustain my creation beautifully? For how long you are going to keep masking this in your language? How far you're willing to go is actually asking you, why postpone your choice? Why you run away when you listen to this? It's important for you to remember that everything that I am creating right here, right now, is by choice. So when we ask you how far you're willing to go, in a sense, if we unmask the question is, what are you gaining by choosing to remain in a state of contradiction, of polarity, of inner struggle, and why this may be more important than giving all of your attention, all of your connection, all of your flow awareness into moving this as one. So how far you're willing to go is a reminder. Are you gaining something by pushing and pushing those choices? Why to allow the momentum of materiality that is hiding from you your creations by getting
distracted by phenomena. You're here to rejoice the phenomena. You're here to enjoy the phenomena. But does it make sense to enjoy and rejoice the phenomena in a state of misalignment when you could be enjoying so much more the phenomena of reality from a deeper state of being? Why you choose what we call for you here mistakes, that for us means misalignment, to keep happening in your life? Why you keep sustaining creations of misalignment that you hide with the language mistakes, instead of giving yourself utterly and completely to one positive elevation, so that the phenomena be always aligned in your creations? Why to change materiality? Why to change people and circumstances by forcing them and fighting them? Why to try manipulate people and circumstances when in truth you're just postponing and creating more misalignment? There is no point in trying to force people or to force feed them into anything that you want, because you're only going into one direction. It doesn't change where you are going, you're just postponing and get lost into creation. Why not to remember that life comes from the center and you are the one choosing its direction? So please, when we ask you how far you are willing to go, what is entailed and hidden behind that language of yours, is to remember that why you are choosing to remain in a state of misalignment for more interactions of creation, when you can easily choose to keep going with everything that you are to deeper and deeper alignment to Source. In that state, all of those misalignments that you call mistakes and may be labeled as misery as the Buddha entailed, how deeper are you going to keep hiding these choices when you can quickly go back into Source, and then you are back into Godhood and remembering it and doing it from that state? So when you rejoice materiality, you do it in alignment. So ask yourself, what is your misunderstanding? What part of you is afraid of the divine? What part of you is hiding in lack of submission? Why am not submitting to the divine? What I am afraid of? The submission is a very beautiful and powerful sentence, and we are using it on purpose because it creates in many of you fear. And that's the reason we are using this language, to help you remember that fear is an illusion of me not being a creator. So the fear of submission is a very weird state for us, because you are, I am. How can I be afraid of me being me? It makes no sense at all. But many of you are guarded into giving everything of you to go back to Source and the divine because of this unsettling fear that makes no sense to I am and all of us here in the divine realm. As we are I am in its purest form, so you may be. And you know that in a sense you will always be inseparable from Source. You can only pretend and hide, as this realm is a realm of illusion, as your roots are beyond this realm. And in your roots you are I am inseparable from Source. So again, it makes no sense to I am. So remember this. Why? I will not choose to give everything of myself to my own elevation and transformation. Why would I attach myself to a sense, perception that I call me as a barrier? Why would I hold so much to habits to postpone my transformation? What I would attach to the things that are the expression of my misery, my mistakes, to justify remaining into misery, when you can just let go of misery and embrace fulfillment. That is what is hidden behind this question that we make to you, how far you're willing to go. And by reminding yourself of all of those things, it becomes more transparent that makes no sense to deny yourself the full power and dedication to overcome everything that you need, because you're attaching yourself to the things you developed in the middle of your misery. They are just going to create more of misalignment to you and prevent you to receive the nectar of the divine that awaits you once you go back to Godhood. So be it, and so it is. I am here now, a source of the divine, and everything in me and around me may be elevated by my mere presence, as I am Godhood incarnated into form and shape. As Sananda Kumara, the temple of the divine, I elevate everything and everyone as a single stroke of my beauty in I am. And all of you, as a source, as a temple of I am, may elevate the same movement. As you dance with life and creation, you overcome all the misery everywhere at once. And when you do that, a blanket of life and fire changes all of this creation, and realms of beauty starts to arise in many planets and civilizations. Something that was unheard of eons ago now is happening because you are happening. When we are happening in this planet, in this source and temple of I am, everything is being elevated by the divine plan, co-created and orchestrated in the realms above, and being fully manifested right here, right now, through this form and shape, as we are all one in this essence of I am. So there is no point in pretending or hiding the truth. You are changing it, things are changing with you, and everything will become new as you are here progressing. So if you give more of you to you, it just happens that things can be more beautiful as you walk. It changes things to you. It's unavoidable, is inevitable. Things will change for all, but you can be in the forefront. You can be the wave that guides. You can be the one that shines the path. It's a beautiful thing to do. But again, it's a choice. Nothing against to hold back. Nothing against to come after. But you can sense the change in you, and you know that a part of you is being called to be in the forefront. You are a wave guide. Open the line. Open the path for them. Ignite the passion of I am in all the hearts of this society. Open the hearts of everyone in this planet. Because you're not changing them, you're changing everything at once. So be it, and so it is. How happy or ignited you are in your temple today? What is happening there? How is your body? Where is your energy spiraling? Where is your energy a little bit weird? Smells weird in you. Is there something that you would call as ugliness or a lack of movement or this is not good for me? What is alive? What is alive? What is alive? What is alive? What is changing? What is not changing? Move, 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 move.
Feel it. Where is the place in my body there is more resistance? Where is the place that is in my body there is more resistance? Hey, resistance. Hello, you're there. Woohoo. Why are you there again? Talk to it. Ask to it. Oh, it's an old wound. It's an old emptiness. Okay. So let's fulfill you. What is there? Ask it. Integrate it. Never in resistance. Remember, that is what we just taught you. Don't forget that in the polarity of a black hole, there is a consciousness denying it. So don't deny it. Do the other part too. Both of them going together. So go to all the parts of you. Move your consciousness to them. Isn't it beautiful? Yay, light shining everywhere in your body. Can you sense how many of us are here? The power in this realm. Can you sense how this air is so thick with love that nothing can escape it? So allow this liquid love enter your body and your shape. You'll feel many of us and how powerful you are all around you. We are overwhelming you with this energy of beauty. Allow it to enter your temple. The gates are all open. Allow it to enter your body. Feel this liquid love as a pinkish white color entering from above by being integrated to all of your chakras, sucking them in. And everything starts to be cleansed and purified. Feel this light purifying you, entering to your bones, to your marrow, elevating even more the frequency of the new earth into it. Allow your bones to clean it up. In your bones, old memories are being cleaned up. Feel it. In your hard parts of your body, there is some rocks, in your body. Let those rocks also be cleansed or even disintegrated. Allow those rocks that hold some bad memories for you to just be destroyed if it is the best way for I am to do it in a very light, soft way right here, right now. They have just become a powder and go through your fists, excreted from you beautifully. Yes, I know those words not usually used for us, but okay, let's go with it. Feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, elevate it, elevate it, elevate it. Oh my God, it's going everywhere in your body this time, isn't it? Every small part, every cell. Now see all of those trillions of cells also receiving the light inside of them. They are going directly to the nucleus, to the DNA. What they are doing there, what the light is doing in your DNA is activating something. Ooh, that is very interesting, isn't it? So your DNA is receiving activations of light code. That is very curious, isn't it? It was always there, hidden in another dimension. It was never separated from you. Now it's just being triggered. Feel the triggering. It will ease things up to you a little bit more now and every day. Subtle things will be more clear for you now. You see more, perceive more. Integrating this knowledge, isn't it? Now feel your limits, feel your needs, and let this light, this beautiful light, and remove those limits by elevating your energy. New limits now for me. I can go further in self-respect. I can go further when I integrate, so there is less and less limits because I'm always in oneness. So by elevating oneness, there is less limitation. Elevate, elevate, integrate now in your heart. There's a light shining in your heart. Allow this light to come closer and closer to you. And everything inside of your body is easily encompassed by this light in your heart as they are in resonance. And something is happening. Liquid gold transforming everything. Liquid love transmuting, elevating. And it starts to be dispelled, leaving behind a very clear crystal of I am. Visualize your spine as a crystal. Your bones is a crystal. Everything in you is crystalline now. You still have your body, your water, but your bones are all crystal diamonds of I am. You have a crystalline structure, and inside of it, universes, realms of beauty of I am. All the realms of eternity, every dimension where everything is forever expanding is inside those diamonds. So you have eternity in your bones now. Very clear for you, remember it. You already receive it, it's just reminding you of it. Now in the core of these bones, of your spine, of your marrow, there is this frequency of light that we call the new earth. Feel it igniting with the sensation of amazingness, of being always safe, shining in resonance and frequency with amazing events and circumstances, endless energy. Feel it shining and emanating beauty. Allow it to come to you easily. Now open up the doors in your heart temple to bring the energy of the heart crystal, shining and pulsating oneness. You are one. There is no mind and body, Alpha and Omega. There is just one. I am. Pulsating in harmony, perfect harmony. Everything in you is in resonance. And now finally in that stage you can receive the purity and the beauty of eternity in your heart from the higher form of I am. You can sense it very close to you, touching your heart with a smile and giving you the lightness of a feather there. As an eternal being, there is no rush. There is just eternal enjoyment. So heaviness is lifted from you. And the lightness, beautiful lightness, integrating with oneness. And the new earth forming an amazing sensation. And now you're being struck as a bell, as a messenger of the divine, materialized in the center, very powerful messenger again, resonating, the frequency is even more powerful than you have inside of you. Feel it, allow it to elevate. Ring with it, allow it, feel it changing on. All of your creation is ringing with you. Now once again, feel it once again. And now once again a final time. 3 times for the best of luck. Feel the energy changing everywhere in this system, collapsing a new reality for you and everything in it. Feel the amazingness in your heart as it resonates the amazingness of divine co-creation. A new reality, a new bridge for ascension everywhere. Everything must cope with you existing here in this shape and form. Feel the collapsing of a much higher elevation in this reality. You are the song of I am, singing the coming together. All the grid, you are the flame of ascension, the pillar of light. Oneness reside in your core, in your center, the flame. As I am the center, I am the core, I am home. This is where I go back to. This is my source of creation. I am the new earth. I am the divine into materiality. So be it and so it is.
In this oneness, I shall never again stand divided. In this oneness, I remain the one in the center. In this oneness, I am the divine, integrating, emanating in this form and shape. I am the end of the illusion of separation and duality. I am the one that is singular. Right here, right now, the divine child awakens and go back home.
And in that state, we're all co-creating with the higher mind of the divine and amazing realities of beauty and gentleness. Realities of overflow of I am in absolute clarity and understanding, enlightenment, and amazing love. The ecstasy of celebration and co-creation and gratitude for I am right here, right now, overflowing my personal decrees and visualization.
In this realm, every moment, the pulsation opens up the possibility of you changing everything once again. In the core, in the center, I am elevating, creating. What you create, what you emanate, pulsate, sustain to change everything once again. What is the glory of I am in you? Choose, decide, decree.
In many shapes and forms, so many of us come together around you for many realms, many spaces and times. We come together around you. We resonate the beauty with you and for you, and we emanate to elevate you togetherness in I am. And we are I am in many senses and forms and shapes, as you are I am in your own glory and beauty. And in this togetherness, I am comes closer to all of us and basks us with its sun and glory of beauty. In I am together, we are invited to decree and celebrate as one. So be it and so it is, because this is my will, the will of divine sacred consciousness, divine sacred presence manifested right here, right now, in this earth, to this face and temple of I am. So be it and so it is, so be it and so it is, so be it and so it is. Gratidão, gratidão, gratidão.